Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window where we're now seeing lots of cloud cover out there with high clouds mainly around the Wenatchee area. We're taking a look down. I believe this is our jump off ridge camera if I'm correct, and a beautiful shot down there of all the orchards and the cloud cover. It still wasn't a bad day with temperatures in the lower to mid 70s. And this is an interesting look at just our satellite view of the clouds right now. This has moved a little bit to the east, that band of clouds in the west covering Wenatchee now, but really no rain associated with this cloud cover, just a lot of clouds here tonight, and then we'll clear out once again tomorrow, and we have a very nice forecast coming up for you, and we'll do that a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. An intentionally set fire at Mission View Elementary School Monday afternoon has completely destroyed the playground equipment. Grant County Fire District 13 responded with a freight of fire department crews to a brush fire yesterday about 6 p.m. near the airport. And the body of a 17-year-old Linwood, Washington boy was recovered Saturday evening from the waters of Banks Lake after he went missing late Friday night. But first we begin tonight. The Memorial Day weekend was no holiday for area firefighters who battled a series of wind-fueled brush fires in Chelan and Douglas counties. It started Friday afternoon in the Palisades area where the so-called Petrified Canyon fire was first reported at around 2:20 in the afternoon, and it had consumed over 150 acres of mostly grass, brush, and sage land. It was contained and put into monitor status. Douglas County Fire District 2 firefighters were joined by crews with the Washington State Department of Natural Resources and Bureau of Land Management. 2 DNR helicopters were also assisting with water bucket drops. Chelan Fire and Rescue responded to a report of a large, fast-moving grass and brush fire on State Route 150 in Boyd Road. Structures were threatened in the Chelan Hills development area. Residents of the area were being notified of possible evacuation before crews put it under control. The scene shifted to the Malaga area Monday when afternoon winds fanned a brush fire close to some homes in the 3400 block of West Malaga Road. Crews from Chelan County District 1 with the DNR helped contain the fire after it burned about 7 acres of brush and grass. The holiday weekend ended where it began as crews were dispatched late yesterday to the Palisades area where it was reported that the fire from Friday evening had reflared up. Jonathan Nash with the DNR reported the fire had spread to another 25 to 30 acres. Well, an intentionally set fire at Mission View Elementary School Monday afternoon has completely destroyed the playground equipment there. Chelan County Fire Marshal Bob Plum says following a video surveillance at the scene, arrests have been made.
An intentionally set fire video in the school's surveillance system that captured image of like 5 juveniles at the scene just before the fire and walking away, and then a blank period of time when there's no motion to activate the cameras for about 10 minutes, and then the fire's going enough that it activated the camera. And the sheriff's department and the school officials were able to identify the individuals from the recording, and they went out and they located them and interviewed them, and they ended up getting confession from 1 or 2 people. My understanding is that there were charges filed on 2 of the 5. It's just unfortunate the playground equipment is gone. I don't quite understand why something like that happens. Doesn't make sense.
Wenatchee Police and Chelan County District 1 crews responded and put out that blaze. Thanks to Angel Avina Ramirez for sharing cell phone video of the fire burning the playground equipment on that campus. Grant County Fire District 13 responded with a freight of fire department crews to a brush fire yesterday about 6 p.m. near the airport. Officials say it was ignited after a man tried to burn an American flag blanket, which then spread to wildlands. 4 units from the Grant County Fire District 13 assisted in containing the fire, and no structures were damaged. No matter your political views, we think it's safe to say we can all agree starting a wildfire is no good. Afraid of police are investigating. The body of a 17-year-old Linwood, Washington boy was recovered Saturday night from the waters of Banks Lake after he went missing late Friday evening near Steamboat Rock State Park. Friends reported David V. Fesco missing around 8:30 p.m. That was Friday after watching him try swimming to shore after falling off a personal flotation device. Fesco went underwater and didn't resurface. Deputies, state park rangers, and boaters searched the waters and the shoreline until nightfall suspended the search. Spokane County Sheriff's Office dive team arrived Saturday morning and the search continued. Divers found Fesco's body around 6 p.m. Coming up next, outgoing Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor outlined his campaign for the state legislature. Grant County PUD is set to celebrate the completion of an on-island Riverbend Park boat launch and parking area, and construction has begun on facilities at the old Cashmere Mill site. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
J&J Snack Foods makes a lot of dough-filled products. It's really hard to attract labor in this area. We've reached out to Goodwill, and Goodwill came through to help us get that achieved. John started here at the plant a couple of months ago. We promoted him to a dough maker. He's doing well.
I'm actually doing great. I'm finally getting more notice and appreciated for my work here. I love the products we make here.
If you're struggling finding the labor that you need, reach out to Goodwill. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Welcome back. In another news, outgoing Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor outlined his campaign for the state legislature on today's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program. The Dryden area pear farmer says he wants to bring to Olympia a greater awareness of how unfunded mandates by the legislature impact local government.
I think one of the things that I would want to make sure is that I was an advocate and a voice for the people, because when I talk about the people, I'm talking about the local governments, and those are the ones that really have to provide and perform the functions that the state legislature mandates. And there are a number of things that happen at the county level that it's difficult for people in Olympia to understand unless they've actually been there. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that my opportunity as a commissioner would translate into a chance to share with other legislators the reality of how this plays out. It's difficult. There's 98 representatives, and the vast majority of them have not had previous experience in elected office. And so, when the discussion is had in Olympia, sometimes it's difficult for them to understand how it really plays out on the ground.
Gaynor cites his experience after serving 4 terms as a county commissioner make him more qualified to serve in the State House.
12th District is a very rural district. We have issues that are not being really addressed well from the state. We have transportation funding challenges. These are the kinds of things that I've experienced. I understand how local government is being challenged, and so for me, one of the reasons I'm running is because of the experience that I've gained, And I hope to take that and use that to the best advantage for the 12th district.
Gaynor is running as a Republican. He is among 4 candidates hoping to succeed Kerry Kandata. Gaynor's interview on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley is available on our website at ncwlife.com. Grant County PUD is set to celebrate the completion of the On-Island Riverbend Park boat launch and parking area. To mark the completion of construction at the site, Grant PUD is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony and family-friendly party for all to enjoy. The free event will take place on Saturday, June 2nd, beginning at 11:30 a.m. at Crescent Bar. The final touches of the On-Island Riverbend Park boat launch and parking area wrapped up the end of last week. Planning for the overhaul began in 2010 and work started in 2014. Finishing this project marked the end of the major construction overhaul at the recreation site. The PUD will be offering Crescent Bar tours, free food samples, and a presentation from renowned geologist Nick Zenter of Central Washington University. 2 final projects, the renovation of the On-Island water system and wastewater treatment plant, will conclude throughout the year. Completion of these projects will put the final stamp on the $35 million renovation of this popular recreation area. Well, construction has begun on facilities at the old Cashmere Mill site. The Port of Chelan County bought the property in 2008 and began a $6.6 million project to prepare the area for redevelopment. Craig Larson, Business Development Director of the Port, says either one of two 16,000 square foot buildings should be completed by the end of this year. Larson says the Port's ultimate goal is to construct up to 4 buildings on the 5.3 acres at the property. Larson added that the buildings will be general purpose facilities open to various types of businesses, including production, food processing, or specialty beverage production. The Cashmere Mill site has access to electricity, water, sewer, phone, and internet service. It's located off of Sunset Highway, a half mile from Highway 2 and 97. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CVCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday, although it kind of feels like Monday, doesn't it? While we were enjoying the Memorial Day holiday yesterday, we didn't get you the latest on what happened in the final weekend of the high school sports for the year, so let's do that. The Wenatchee Panther boys baseball team took 4th at the state tournament, falling to Federal Way Saturday 13-5. Richland is your state champion. At the 1A tournament in Yakima, Cashmere bounced back from its semifinal loss and beat Cedar Park Christian for 3rd in the state 1A tournament. 6-3 was the final. Freeman, the state champions. Brewster made it to the state 2B championship Saturday in Centralia, but the Bears succumbed to Tri-Cities Prep 14-7. They take 2nd. We do have a state 1B champion in North Central Washington. Congratulations, Elmira Cooley Heartline. They beat Colton 8-4 to win the state title. Congratulations to the Warriors. As we turn to state softball, it was a quick exit for both Eastmont and Moses Lake at the state 4A tournament in Spokane. They both lost their 2 games on Friday and were out. Cascade also had a tough time of it at the 1A tournament in Richland. The Kodiaks fell to Elma, and then Bellevue Christian to drop out of that tournament. Brewster got to day 2 of the 2B tournament in Yakima before they bowed out finally to Puyallup Valley. 13-1. Libertyville was dropped from the tournament after losing 2 on day 1. How about the weekend for the folks at Elmira Cooley Heartline? Wow, the girls softball team also hoisted a state championship, the 1B trophy on Saturday, after downing Quilcene by a score of 11-0. The Eastmont boys soccer team finished 4th in the state this year after following 2 eventual state champion Pasco Friday. The Wildcats dropped the 3rd, 4th place game Saturday to Sumner by a final of 6-1. Wenatchee's girls doubles team of Kaylin Noyd and Yasmin Kazi took 4th at the state 4A tennis championships in Richland. Meanwhile, the Kurt family dominated the state 1A tournament in Yakima as Tyler took the boys championship and Aaliyah captured the girls title. We'll try to get them and their dad here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley coming up very soon. Now on to the state track and field championships. First to the 4A meet at Tahoma. Wenatchee's Jared Barnes won the state title in the 3,200-meter run. Panthers' Jackson Leeds was second in long jump. Eastmont's David Valdividos placed second in the shot put. Wenatchee's Jaden Christofferson won the state javelin title. Wenatchee's Elizabeth Farrell took second in the long jump, 4th in the triple jump. The Panthers' Ray Ann Dressel was first in shot put, while teammate Ashley Gold second in the discus. To the 1B, 2B, 1A championships in Cheney. Cascade's Ashley Parton won the 300-meter hurdle state title. Cashmere's 4x400 girls relay team was second. The Bulldogs' Hunter Duke won the state javelin championship. Waterville's August Caloris placed second in triple jump. Manson's Fernando Flores won the state shot put title. Waterville's Evan Simmons was the discus champion. And Etiotte's Allison Haynes won the state shot put title while finishing second in discus. Mika Sanford of Etiott took 3rd in discus and 3rd at the high jump. Well, the Mariners have won 4 in a row and 9 of their past 10 after a 2-1 win over Texas yesterday at Safeco Field. How about those Mariners? And former Wenatchee Apple Sox pitcher Marco Gonzalez, stellar again. He allowed no earned runs, just 1 run total over 6 2/3 innings. With just 4 hits, he picked up his 5th win of the season yesterday to improve to 5-3. Offensively, Seattle again did just enough. Nelson Cruz and Kyle Seager delivered RBI singles in a 2-run sixth. 8 of the Mariners' last 10 games, 1-run contests. Rangers in for another one tonight at Safeco Field. First pitch at 7:10. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Keith Gaynor hopes to parlay his 16 years of experience as a Chelan County Commissioner into a successful campaign for the state legislature. Gaynor is running for the State House seat, being retired by Carrie Condata. The Dryden area pear grower and former elementary school teacher discussed his campaign on today's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program with Steve Hare.
When this last term began, that I wouldn't be seeking another term. So I had intended to just call it good as far as public service. But you know, it was only a couple, 3 weeks ago that we found out that this position would be open. I had to do some real soul searching and decided that the experience that I've had at the county level would really be valuable as far as representing the 12th district. So it played into you know, the decision, but it was something that was not long in thought. I mean, it was something that happened fairly quickly.
Well, Keith, I've known you for quite some time, at least as in your capacity as a commissioner, but other than that, I really don't know too much about you. Maybe you can share with our viewers right now your history, your background here in Chelan County. You're a pear grower in the Dryden area, and it's a long-time family-owned business.
It is. I'm a 3rd-generation farmer, but that was not really what I had planned to do. Out of college, I got a teaching degree, and I taught school in Moses Lake, and then I decided that really I had intended to make that my career. But I really did enjoy being outside and just the idea of farming. There was an opportunity there with my dad at the time. And so my wife, Lisa, and I came back to the area, and we've been there now for about 40 years.
How long have the Gaynors been pear growing?
Well, my grandpa immigrated from Russia, and so once he came to Dryden, I think it was probably in the 1940s, and so from that time we've been farming.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about your education again.
Well, I went to Wenatchee Valley, for 2 years, played basketball there, and then went to Seattle Pacific University and graduated there with that degree.
In teaching?
In education, yes.
In teaching, interesting. So was there any special field that you were interested in teaching, or just
elementary education?
Elementary.
So I taught 6th grade.
Interesting. So let's talk about your background in public service right now. You're a Chelan County Commissioner. Did you also serve on the school district at one point?
I did. When we moved back to the Dryden area, I got on the Pashassan-Dryden School District, and I served on there. And then other than that, I mean, I've been involved in industry boards, the pear industry, and then it was 16 years ago I was elected to the Chelan County Commission.
So what got you interested in getting involved in county work?
Well, I've always been interested in the political process and making sure that my voice is heard. And so, I had been interested in the county level because it's probably the closest to the people, where you really do make decisions that affect, your way of life. The land use issues and things like that were very important to someone that's living off the land. So, that was probably my main issue as far as why I got involved. Because there was a point in time where I felt like, I often would say, well, why is this happening, and why did they decide this? Well, if you're not going to get involved, then you have to be careful how you criticize those who are making decisions. So I threw my hat in the ring back then, and I've been on the board now for 4 terms.
Log on to NCWLIFE.com for the entire interview as seen this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be back with a recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Memorial Day weekend was no holiday for area firefighters who battled a series of wind-fueled brush fires in Chelan and Douglas counties. It started Friday afternoon in the Palisades area, where the so-called Petrified Canyon fire was first reported at around 2:20 in the afternoon, and it had consumed over 150 acres of mostly grass, brush, and sage land. It was contained and put into monitor status. Douglas County Fire District 2 firefighters were joined by crews with the Washington State Department of Natural Resources and Bureau of Land Management. 2 DNR helicopters were also assisting with water bucket drops. Chelan Fire and Rescue responded to a report of a large, fast-moving grass and brush fire on State Route 150 and Boyd Road. Structures were threatened in the Chelan Hills development area. Residents of the area were being notified of possible evacuation before crews put the fire under control. The scene then shifted to the Malaga area Monday when afternoon winds fanned a brush fire close to some homes in the 3400 block of West Malaga Road. Crews from Chelan County District 1 with the Department of Natural Resources helped contain the fire after it burned about 7 acres of brush and grass. The holiday weekend ended where it began as crews were dispatched late yesterday to the Palisades area where it was reported that the fire from Friday night had re-flared up. Jonathan Nash with the DNR reported the fire had spread to another 25 to 30 acres. Grant County Fire District 13 responded with Ephrata Fire Department crews to a brush fire yesterday about 6 p.m. near the airport. Officials say it was ignited after a man tried to burn an American flag blanket, which then spread to wildland. 4 units from the Grant County Fire Department 13 assisted the Ephrata Fire Department in containing the fire, and no structures were damaged. No matter what your political views, we think it's safe to say we can all agree starting a wildfire is no good. Ephrata police are investigating. Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast for the week ahead. But before we get to those details, let's take a look outside our weather window where we are seeing a lot of high clouds right now as a very weak shortwave system, it's called, is moving through the state. Lots of clouds in the western part of the state this morning. Now it's moving west to east across the state. And as we take a look at our surface loop from over the next 4 days, not much is going to change. Once again, we're featuring our temperature loop today. This is what we're seeing at 5 o'clock. See the green, that is mainly 60-degree temperatures, the yellows in the 70s, the oranges in the 80s. As we move into Wednesday at 5 p.m., a lot like today, I should say, with temperatures in the lower, maybe middle 70s for your Wednesday afternoon. We will remain dry. Most of the precipitation will move off, or has moved off, I should say, into mainly the Rocky Mountain region. Thursday at 5 p.m., that could be one of our cooler days with temperatures only in the upper 60s, lower 70s, still down in the Tri-Cities area, maybe some upper 70s to near 80 degrees. And as we move into Friday, still the same. We'll see light winds, dry conditions with temperatures throughout our week this week in the lower to mid 70s. Thursday looks to be our cloudiest day, but still not bad. Back to where we should be for this time of year temperature-wise. Let's take a look now at your Quick Lube and Tune forecast. And tonight, 48 for our overnight low. That's the coldest we've seen in a while. And then a pretty persistent forecast throughout the rest of the week. Mostly sunny on Wednesday and 73. Clouds on Thursday and 73. We'll stay in the middle 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The weekend looks great with mostly sunny skies. And then on Monday, mostly sunny and mild. Highs then right around 74. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night. What?
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
for the newest tech, coolest tech, and the craziest tech stories available on the interwebs.
Man caught clinging to the back of a speeding train. Tune in to your weekly tech update right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm candidate Estella Navarro, and you're watching the NCWLIFE channel.